Selling off my big flock and remaining with a few birds has allowed me a bit of freedom to experiment about poultry farming. And lately I've been thinking a lot about this venture of poultry farming, and I've come to realize one thing. A lot of us enter into it with the wrong mindset. I've been thinking about why so many people enter into poultry farming only to quit so fast. And honestly, I don't think the problem is poultry farming itself. A lot of us enter, a lot of us, when I say a lot of us, I mean you and I enter into this poultry business looking for quick money, quick returns, big profit margins, which is not actually wrong. But poultry is not that kind of business. It is a food business. And I believe once you understand that, everything changes. I have these few birds here, but they've been so diligent. They've been performing so well. They've been giving me, a small percentage, but I have been eating from them, and I've been, if I want to eat some chicken meat, I get from this one. If I want to eat some eggs, I still get from this. Poultry farming is a food business. If I'm selling eggs, like for example, I sell to my neighbors around here. If I'm selling eggs and I'm selling chicken meat, you are not selling luxury items. You are selling an everyday food. I realize most of these people who come to buy from me, my neighbors around, they're taking eggs to make soup, to make sauce, So these are not luxury items. You cannot just wake up one morning and say, my cost of production have been so high, the feed prices went so high, and because of that, and you want to make a big profit margin, you raise the prices. It won't work. You know why? Because actually, the market gets to decide the prices. The consumers get to decide the prices, but sometimes even the government steps in. If it gets wild, the government has to come in and save the situation, because this is food. So all the businesses that have to do with food security, they are not about sudden profits, crazy profits. They're about stability. And my friend, stability takes time. I told you these chickens have given me time to, reflect on this entire business. And of course, with my visits around the poultry farmers, I've realized that time is one of the misunderstood concepts in poultry farming. Someone wants to enter into poultry farming and they immediately get the profits, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen like that. I have been with these birds now, it's coming to a year because I stocked them in February. But you can't imagine those 12 months what they have done to me. I'm not the same person. A lot has changed with that time. Time allows the numbers to, to grow. Like I mentioned, for example, they're not even 100 birds. And considering their size, if I'm selling eggs every day from these chickens, I do not expect the sales to change my life from these birds. And I do not expect that if I sell these chickens, I'm going to pay my children's fees, school fees or school tuition. It's not going to happen. But because I am allowing my business, my small business, time, I know for sure, because I can testify. If I allow this business more time, the numbers are going to start making sense, slowly by slowly. You know why? Because time allows the numbers to grow. If, for example, I'm making off 32,000 of these birds every day, it means if I allow my birds time, let's say for 2 years, and I'm collecting that 32,000 every day, by the time the 2 years elapse, these numbers will have, accumulated. But also one good thing about time in poultry business is that it's going to allow systems to grow or to improve. Like I mentioned, I told you when I was just getting into poultry business, I didn't have any system in place. I didn't know that I was supposed to, I didn't know how do I calculate the feed costs. I didn't know that, okay, if I'm keeping records, I'm supposed to look at how much am I, how much am I making, and, the budgeting. I know this business has to be there even when I'm not around. So slowly by slowly, the systems are improving. Even when I left today and I went somewhere, I know these birds will be taken care of because there's a system and there is money which has been allocated for their, let's say, next month feeds. Everything is now well calculated because I have allowed myself and the business time so that I can establish these systems. One other thing about time is that it will help you to understand when you enter into poultry farming, and of course with this media surge, all of us think that whatever is out there, whatever is out to the social media is just enough for you to start the business and thrive. Well, it's different with poultry farming. You have to be practical and understand how everything works. But the business aspect of poultry farming, you might understand how to take care of this bird when it's sick, when it wants to eat. You might understand it in a month. But how the business operates, my friend, is going to take you time. How to deal with the losses, how to deal with the profits, how to understand the market, how to understand how the market works. It's going to take you some time. That's why most of us who rush into poultry farming, we quickly rush out of it because we do not pay attention to time. And for sure, poultry farming doesn't reward impatience. It rewards patience. The other aspect about time is that it's going to teach you discipline. I'm telling you, poultry farming will teach you the discipline whether you want it or not. Imagine there's a time I lost these birds, I think to a certain behavior. It's called smothering. You see the way they are here? I lost some of them. And you can't imagine how bad the situation was for me. But for some reason, it taught me the discipline that if you start on poultry farming, there are things that you must do every day. You're not supposed to get lazy. That day you think you're lazy, that's when something bad is going to happen to your birds. So that's discipline. You have to wake up every day at 5 to feed these birds once they start laying. That in itself is discipline. And you're not going to get that in just a day. My friend, it's going to take time. Well, there's another thing I have been thinking about regarding poultry farming, and that is scale. I'm sure you've heard from so many poultry farmers mentioning that poultry farming is a game of numbers. That's right. Scale is everything when it comes to poultry farming. Like I mentioned, this is a food business, and given the fact that we cannot make sales, we cannot increase the prices of these items we are selling, it means you can't win by selling expensive food, to very few people, but rather you will win by selling affordable food items to very many people over time. I'll give you an example of local birds. I have my local birds here. Easter is on the way, and I'm sure most of these people who are keeping local chickens are targeting that. Easter, Eid, they're all coming, they're on the way. And those who plan for those festive seasons are there. So these local birds, I know I'm targeting this market, which is going to buy from me expensively. But this market is very small, and it's not enough for you to grow your business. We have been having a debate lately. Those of you who follow me on my channel, you know that we have been having this debate that local birds are more profitable than layers. But truth is, this is food business. There is no one who is going to buy a tray of eggs at 18,000. I know there are some who can afford, those people who are in Muyenga, Naxero, but someone who is down there in the ghetto and they want to eat, they can't afford a tray at 18,000 when the layer eggs a tray is at 9,000. You know, so why the people who are dealing in layer farming, they are beating those ones who are in local farming, because these people are providing cheaper food to a very big number of people, whereas the people who are selling local products, they are targeting luxurious customers, those ones who can afford, those ones who are looking for some bit of satisfaction. Oh, me, I eat local eggs because they have yellow yolk. Someone who is hungry is not going to look for a yellow yolk. They are looking for something to put into their stomach. So scale is everything. If you sell this chicken today at 18,000, of course 18,000 won't change your life. But if you're selling, let's say, 1,000 of these at a go, from 18,000 you will have from 18,000, let's say you're selling it at 10,000 and you're selling 1,000 birds, how much will that make? So what I'm saying is, poultry farming is about scale. And of course, I'm not saying that you must start with a big scale, but we are saying if you allow your business time, these numbers, if I'm to restock my birds, I'm not going to restock the same number I started with. If I started with 200 birds, the next cycle must be more than the 200 birds. And if I do that consistently over time, my scale is going to, become bigger, and eventually my business will start making sense. Also remember that chicken meat and eggs are one of the cheapest proteins we have out there, and if people do not consume them, there will be some health consequences, definitely. So if you are out there and you want to enter poultry farming business with the mindset of amassing wealth, getting quick money, I'm afraid this may not be the business for you. But if you enter this business with the mindset, with the knowledge that actually this is food industry business, then there are a few things that you can actually consider. That these businesses, these food businesses, they take time to stabilize. So you have to incorporate in the aspect of time, but also scale, because these are products you're going to be selling at a cheaper price. That means allowing your business time to grow. Growth and time, they are the key to poultry farming business. Well, my friend, that's what I had for you today. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.